right, it is the Ron&Fez show. We are live, Fezzy, and we have a guest lined up, and it couldn't be better timing for me because I honestly feel like you've given me the flu. You came back with it from Florida. About an hour and a half ago, I started to ache, and now I feel like I'm getting it.
It's an awful thing. It's an awful thing to have.
You're an awful person for coming to work sick and destroying the show.
Well, standing by, we have Dr. Cass Ingram. He is an expert in natural remedies. In fact, his new book is Natural Cures for Killer Germs. He's going to tell us about flu season.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Dr.
How's it going?
Good. You're on the air with us tonight now. Yeah. Believe it or not, I don't know whether this is psychosomatic, but Fez does have a kind of a flu thing going on.
He's got the crud?
Yeah. I feel like in the last hour and a half, I'm starting to feel awful.
Yeah, it likes to put the hammer down on its neighbors. It's got to always look for somebody to infest,
so
you know?
What's the first thing I should do?
Well, you know what? You ought to do the home remedies. You got to do natural cures. You know, there's no drug at all for flu, right?
Right.
There's no drug for colds. There's no drug for congestion. I mean, that really knocks it out.
What about the cough medicines and the cold medicines that we take over-the-counter stuff?
Well, you know what? That can suppress a cough, but it can't. You know what you should be doing? Killing the junk, right? If you have a virus or some kind of bacteria, mostly virus, fungus or something that's, drippy, achy.
Right.
I have all that.
I know you do. I got the X-ray vision on. You got to kill the germ. The best thing that you can do is a natural cure that works. I'll give you one. Let's say that have you ever heard of the powers of spice oils?
No, not at all.
No? That in the ancient times, if you had a galleon that was going along the ocean and you had 80 guys on there, you'd have to feed them, right?
Well,
you didn't
I
have
guess.
any refrigerators, did you?
No.
So what did they do?
Are these rhetorical questions, or should I ask?
No, forget it. You don't have it for prayer. What they did was they put spices in the food, right? So we found that if you take spice oils like cinnamon or clove or ginger or particularly wild oregano and you make an extract and then you put it in a test tube or you put it in a human, you kill the germ. The best thing right now that's available that's doing that is oil of wild oregano. You didn't know that?
Never heard of it.
If I sent you a bottle of edible oil of wild oregano, I've got one right here I pulled off the health food store called Oreganol P73, and this is the one we've tested, and it's good stuff. And you took this stuff under the tongue right now, Ron?
Yeah.
You'd defeat that crud within the day or less.
So is this just preventative, or once you're, down deep in the crud, can you still use it?
Both ways. We took the human cold virus and put it inside cells. So now there's millions of viruses in there, right? 5 million viruses in every centimeter of blood. We then gave this material, and it went from in 20 minutes to 0.01. In other words, 99.9% dead. You got my drift?
Right. So how do you find this kind of stuff?
Where are you at?
Well, we're in Virginia. We're in Maryland.
Well, that's where your listeners are. I want to fix you. I don't care about.
I'm in Fairfax, Virginia.
Okay, you're in Fairfax. So you go down to Ma and Pa's Health Foods, or maybe the Whole Foods, right?
Right.
You got to know what you're looking for. I want you to get something that's safe and edible and tested. So you get oregano. It comes in a blue label and it says Oreganol P73. I'm taking some now under the tongue. Wow, is that hot? Holy.
Sounds delicious.
Can you imagine 2,000 pounds of wild oregano makes 15 pounds of the oil? Man. So you take that stuff and you're a little bit sick right now, every 15 minutes or every half hour you take a dose. You got to do it. You can't afford, you're a broadcaster, man.
Right.
You can't have 5 minutes being down.
And yet here I am.
I know. So I want you to get some.
I feel partially responsible.
You're wholly responsible.
Mr. Miserable Fez.
Yeah.
And, we've got to treat you first. God knows what you'll do. You'll cause an epidemic in there.
He is starting one. Yeah. And I'm going to be watching for when Dubs gets it.
Well, we don't want that to happen, so what I'm going to do is probably get you guys somehow. I'm going to find some out of my stock and mail it to you. But that's what you got, the listeners.
So this is the stuff that you're behind. This is the one product that does it all?
No. How about some raw honey?
Raw honey?
if I could do two things with you right now, I'd want some raw honey on board, a tablespoon 4 or 5 times a day, and mixing it with some vinegar.
And what's that going to do for you?
It strengthens the immune system, clears out the mucus, kind of stimulates the digestion. And then we'd want to do some chicken soup too, but make your own to put the hammer down. I mean, look.
I had a chicken sandwich yesterday, and that did nothing.
It's worthless. It'd make you sicker.
Really?
With the...
Why?
Well, there's the wheat, and then there's the mayonnaise, and who knows what you ate
Avocado.
there. Oh, well, that's not bad. So actually, if you took a chicken, now you want an organic chicken if you can find one, right? And you stuff that thing in a big pot, and you put a lot of broccoli and cauliflower, the cruciferous vegetables, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, because they're high in sulfur. Sulfur is a germicide. And then you take a bunch of garlic, not one clove, a whole head. And you take 2 or 3 onions, not any kind of an onion, yellow onions.
It's got to be yellow?
That's the most powerful one, germicide. Chop them up, cook them up, drink the broth, it's going to help. But the best thing is the oil of oregano. It's super powerful.
So it sounds like it's going to be anything hot or spicy would help you out.
That's right. And the more spicy...
Like tea?
Huh?
What about a hot tea?
Well, only hot tea if you put cinnamon and cloves in it. Or ginger. Slice some ginger root.
Or lemon?
Well, lemon's kind of wimpy, isn't it? It's going to do a little something, but we got to kill those dudes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this guy, I don't know where he got this stuff from, but you know what? Fez he's not responsible. Who gave it to him?
One of his boyfriends.
That is not true, Dr. Ingram. Don't listen to him.
Disgusting.
That's the fever that's got a hold of him.
Create some kind of like a...
Hey, doctor, we got a lot of calls for you. Could you take calls?
Why would we talk to human beings?
Yeah.
We have to do that?
It's 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969.
And it's Dr. Cass Ingram. He's a leading expert in natural remedies. He's talking to us about flu season. His new book is Natural Cures for Killer Germs.
Yeah.
Hi, Iris, you're on the air.
Hello, Iris?
Hello, this is Iris calling.
Yes, Iris, you're on with Dr. Cass Ingram.
Is that a real voice, Iris?
Hello and welcome. And I've been a big fan of this natural healing. We did it when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is wonderful.
Oh, my God, Iris. Are you healthy?
I am.
Okay.
Even at my age, every day I'll have different herbs and spices and feel better.
Okay.
And I really like what you're doing because I've had it with the FDA.
Isn't that something? All the drugs are killing people left and right, and now we know that the drug companies fund the FDA. In other words, if the FDA has a $80 billion budget or whatever it is,
millions,
gazillions, it all comes from the drug houses.
Would you be
crazy?
Surprised? I heard from a neighbor lady that they're even behind that tsunami type of deal because it's creating more and more of a fungus there.
Well, let me tell you
I hadn't heard those rumors.
That's a bit of a rumor, but let me tell you what is a concern. The area that it occurred in was where they were doing all the sonic booms for oil testing. That much I've discovered.
And then they started diseases with the blacks in Africa.
No, that was done by the greedy WHO, you're right, but because they were pushing the vaccine and then the WHO gave them the money for the miserable one. You're right. Yeah.
They're dying from diarrhea over there.
Miserable. I'll tell you what.
What a way to go.
Hey, listen, I got a question for you. Why is it, either for our listener or you guys, why is it that this is low flu season this year? What else is low? The vaccine.
The vaccine is low.
Weird, huh?
It seems odd.
Very odd.
Now,
thank you for your call. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Dr. James Ingram, and I really think that you're doing wonderful work.
Oh, we're going to keep it going because I'll tell you what, I found this oil of oregano when I was sick and dying from an IV needle jab, an accident, and it cured me of my stupid sickness, which was like almost AIDS, so I want to get the word out.
Get the word out there and let people know you don't have to do this.
Well, no, I don't, because they're on my back for saying it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm worried one night they're going to smoke your ass.
Are you worried about that?
I'll join you in heaven and see Mr. God and see what he's up to.
They'll snuff your candle because they are so powerful.
I don't care. What's the difference?
They killed so many people.
Well, they do, but that's the way it goes.
Chinese do. Like,
the SARS?
Thank you.
All right, thank
Thank you. God bless you, too.
God bless.
Thank you very much.
Doctor, I think you've made a believer out of Iris.
Iris is ready to roll. Iris, by the way, my name is Cass, C-A-S-S Ingram. If you need to get my book, it's called Natural Cures for Killer Germs. You would love it. It's full of this conspiracy stuff, I guess.
What's the name of the book?
Natural Cures for Killer Germs. Don't forget the number, 1-800-243-5242. You should also write that down, 5242, 1-800-243-5242. 243-5242.
Are you getting that, Iris?
Thanks, Iris.
All right, God bless.
You too.
Mama Key.
Yeah.
So you have people that believe in these old-time remedies, Doctor.
Well, there are some believers, but you know what? A lot of people are using them. They're not getting so many side effects. She's doing pretty darn good. They're hanging in there. They're reducing their medical visits, and they're better off if they, treat the minor things with nutrition and not submit every time to the knife or the drug. What?
All right, it's 866-277-4969. Here's Andre. You're on with Ron&Fez.
Hello? Hello?
Andre, you're on with Dr. Cass Ingram.
This is Andre, and let me give you some of my vital stats.
Right.
I'm 7'4", 560 pounds, from Grenoble, France.
Wow.
That's a big guy.
And I just wonder, someone my size, do they need more of a flu remedy?
Yes.
So like that, I heard you talking about
yes, a big daddy is going to need more stuff.
more oregano.
You got to take a lot of it.
I mean, you got a guy like this. He's
big one.
6'10". He's
vulnerable.
Right.
No, I'm bigger.
He's a big one, 7'4".
I'm 7'4".
He's a big one. Hey, Big Daddy, let me tell you something.
560 pounds.
Stop it,
Grenoble, France.
Hold on, Mr. France. You need to get a hold of my books. And I recommend the Resvitol.
Why? Not to use as a step stool. I'm already huge.
I know.
I'm giant proportion.
All right. I'm going to recommend something because you're so big. Look in there about Oregulin, which is fantastic to regulate the pancreas and the liver. You need it. And for your heart, I'm recommending for your health.
One thing that makes me nervous is when you bring up some of this snake oil remedies.
You're afraid of snakes?
I have a huge, you would almost say a giant fear.
He must not be telling me the truth, because if he has giantism, he does need to support his health, his pancreas and liver. But if this is a phony deal, then you wouldn't need to.
Well,
is it the truth that you're 7'4", 500 pounds or not?
Oh, yeah, I'm 7'4".
I don't know if I believe in that.
560 pounds.
I don't want to make a joke out of this.
Right.
With one giant
This is not a joke. We better move on. This is real stuff now. This is scientifically researched herbal medicine. That's what we're talking about. We're not trying to sell anything, okay?
I get nervous when I see the doctor because I see that snake wrapped around
hey, you know what? Each person has their own opinion. You go your way, I'll go mine.
All right, so I guess this one didn't work out. Andre, thanks for calling, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you care if I die?
All right, stop it, Andre. Here is...
You got all kinds of stuff out there in D.C.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. It must be all that depleted plutonium getting into some...
Exactly.
You know?
Hello?
Here's Roxy.
Roxy, now are you going to speak the truth for us?
Doctor, how are you?
I'm doing it. How about you?
Roxy Carmichael. I'm calling from Savannah, Georgia. You were talking about flu shots.
Right.
And I have a brother-in-law, and he brought up the fact of distributing flu shots to mass populations.
Right.
He said that doctors have outgrown their morals and now implanting census counters and UPS codes.
Have
you ever
run
heard of that?
One by me again. Doctors outgrew what?
Outgrew their morals, so not to offend you or anything, but they're trying to keep track of the population. And they're implanting census counters. I brought this point up because I got the flu shot and I still got sick.
Right.
And this is what he said.
I don't know about that. What I do know for sure is that the flu shot has had some contamination problems. I've had some friends that have died secondary to the flu shot. I'm a physician. We traced it. We knew it was... it's got some serious side effects. And this year, there's little flu and no flu shot. You tell me.
I had a second cousin got autism from it, too.
Yes, there is evidence that there, yes.
All of a sudden, just starts snapping his fingers in the corner.
You know what?
Oh, that's scary. I don't want to hear that.
Let me tell you something. One more thing I want to tell you.
Yeah.
The flu shot has formaldehyde and mercury in it.
Okay, I wish somebody would tell my cousin that.
Well, you've got it all in the book. It's in the book. It's all about this.
In your book, how do you spell your name again, sir?
It's last name INGRAM.
Okay, I'm writing that down. Can I bring up one more point?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have a brother, Poughkeepsie, New York. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that.
No.
He says that there's mind-controlling agents injected into our body.
I don't know anything about that.
You've never heard of that?
Never heard of it.
Government wants
Isn't
us
that close to
do
Love
it?
Canal?
No.
There is a trace.
Yes.
There is a connection between the toxins and disease in vaccines, but I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm just going to tell you what the science says.
But there's mercury, not the mind-controlling
Mercury and formaldehyde.
That's all.
Neither one's good for you.
Neither one are good. No, you wouldn't even touch a ball of mercury in science class. Why would you inject it in your brain?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't access the census counter either, so I just
don't
think
know anything
that's
about that.
terrible, people putting that in your body.
I don't know.
All right,
I'm
well,
sorry. I can't help you on that
Thank you,
Attack of
Roxy.
the aliens
Thank you,
coming
thank
in
you,
this
thank
country.
you, thank you,
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right, here is Myron. Myron, you're on the air with Dr. Ingram.
Myron, this is Myron. It's Dr. Ingram.
Yes.
Hey, Dr. Ingram, I was going to ask you, do you know about the benefits of the emu oil? Emu oil, I've used it with great success.
What are you using it for, Byron?
Myron.
Oh, Myron, I'm sorry.
Myron. It's okay. Don't
What are
yell
you
at me.
using it for, Myron?
I'm using it for I put it around my nose, and it makes the flu symptoms go away.
Okay.
And because it has the Japanese green tea and lavender and other roots. What do you know about where I can use emu oil in other places on my body?
You know, the only thing I know about emu oil is that it's a great emollient for mild to moderate irritations.
Is it
Well, I get irritations every day.
is it emu or emu?
Emu oil. It's made from an animal fat. But you know what? I really don't use it, but it is definitely known to help irritated skin. That's the best I can do for you.
What about in a gel form, though, sir?
I don't know. Just for skin conditions, irritations of any kind, gel or oil, doesn't matter. Thanks a lot.
Okay, well, do you think that there's a link between that and the influenza?
I have no idea, except
Probably.
let me just tell you this. Animal oils do have some antiseptics in them. That's how they keep their skin from getting disease. If it makes you feel better for that, it isn't going to hurt you. And but you know, the one thing that has been tested is going back to oregano oil. You know what? It's interesting that Bextra is killing people, Vioxx is killing people, Celebrex is killing people, but we don't call those snake oil.
Has emu oil ever killed anybody?
Emu?
Yeah.
Come on, of course not. But you mentioned something like oil of oregano that's been well researched and shown to kill the cold and flu virus, then somebody starts, making some nasty comment. I don't understand that.
I didn't want to get nasty. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bother you.
All right,
Take
thank
care.
you, Myron. 866-277-4969. What is the name of the book, Doctor?
The name of the book is Natural, and this is no joke. I want to make it clear to people. It's called Natural Cures for Killer Germs. It's well documented. It's about the use of natural substances for those who are interested. If you're not interested, that's fine. One gentleman talking about emu oil, that's fine. But there's no claim here to cure some kind of fatal disease. The claims are in the book. We have every right to write down in books what we believe as physicians. And I certainly believe that you can use natural medicines to save your lives, especially if there's no modern medicine that works. And you talk about lack of working is one thing, but how about toxicity?
Right.
You've got an insider by the name of Dr. Graham who comes out, for those skeptics in the audience, maybe you can learn something. He says that this is the absolute worst time for drug toxicity. It's never been this bad, and that the drug companies are more interested in meeting the FDA is more interested in meeting the needs of the average drug company than meeting the needs of the average patient. This is what Sandra Queder says, MD, and she's from Harvard.
All right, that's a big score.
Jeffrey Orban from Harvard.
Let's take one more call. Here's Jan. Jan, you're on with Dr. Ingram.
Hey, this is Jan.
Hi, Jan.
And I just wanted to remind everyone out there that even though it is cold and flu season, sometimes it may not be the flu. It could be an allergy. Isn't that right, Doctor?
if you have really bad flu symptoms...
Because one time, everyone thought I had the flu, that I was really sick.
Right.
Then it turned out I only sneezed around our dog, Tiger, and they were going to make us get rid of our dog. And my new 3 stepbrothers were really upset at me. And then it turned out I was only allergic to his flea powder.
But that's not flu symptoms.
Because our dog got like 3 baths during the night, and I was still sneezing.
Whatever, but that's not flu. That's sneezing. That is allergy typically, but flu is flu. You can have flu-like symptoms from certain other things, like being exposed to a toxic chemical. But sneezing, definitely, you're right. That would be allergy.
That could be allergy.
And it's really bad when you're from a big family.
Okay.
One time, me and my brothers and sisters, we all got the measles. And we all had the measles so bad, we had to get a doctor just for the boys and a doctor just for the girls. And it was a big to-do in my family. Until we decided, hey, some families have 2 TV sets. We'll just have 2 doctors.
I wish you the best of health. That's the best we can do.
And I wouldn't rule out, simply the Christmas miracle cure. One time, my mom lost her voice right before she was supposed to sing in church. She was going to sing, "Come on, you faithful." She lost her voice, and my little sister Cindy went to Santa Claus and said she didn't want any toys for Christmas. She just wanted one Christmas wish for my mommy to get her voice back. And it happened, and she could sing on Christmas.
Hey, listen, whatever has helped them, I'm behind.
Just a Christmas miracle.
Okay, thank you.
It's really groovy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you for being on, Dr. Ingram. The name of the book again?
Natural Cures for Killer Germs. It's about using natural things for viruses, bacteria, mold, fungal conditions, and respiratory conditions. And it does talk about the problems with the vaccine as far as the safety.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being on the show tonight.
Take care.
Thank you, Doctor. Your book's going to do a lot of good for a lot of people.
I hope it does.
I'm walking proof of that. He was having so much more fun at the beginning.
Yeah, then he suddenly didn't enjoy it as much. Just didn't enjoy it as much.
Then started just getting upset, yelling the claims are in the book. I didn't even know what that meant at that point.
That's what I tell him.
People have legitimate questions. We're not all doctors.
Hey, Myron did pretty good. That was Ogre.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice work, Myron.
Yeah.
No, it's Myron.
No. Angry with him.
Sorry I bothered you.
I know. He came in with so much energy. And then finally, all right, goodbye. Jen's still my favorite. That's my all-time. I'm just getting into really obscure. I didn't even know the one with the measles. I'm like, I never saw that episode.